we had Kassan chime in and said, I just watched episode 8. The Superman doubt felt manufactured and forced. I felt the hand of the writers flounder for tension and they weren't subtle. Also, the sliding scale of Supes is annoying. One moment he's as fast as light, the next he can't catch a jogging man.
Well, he's at that. You got to remember, at that point, he's been literally awake for several days.
That
Like,
being said, the series is still an 8. It was still it was an 8.5. Okay. And
I'm still
then
giving it a 9 myself.
Caesar said, maybe you weren't paying attention to the episode.
Mm.
He is tired and disoriented. So there you
Yep.
go.
Yeah.
And then Kassan responded, I know, yet he still moved as fast as thought when it was convenient for the pacing. This has always been an issue with superhero media. Powers are a plot device,
That
not
well,
and nothing more. Yeah, exactly. Like that's the problem.
I would.
Son. Like
I would
is
normally agree. I don't know. Wait. I know you're. I would normally agree with Kassan, but when adrenaline hits, that's what happens. Like if you've been awake for several days and you get a shot of adrenaline because something bad happened, you're going to be able to operate at like 95% capacity, but it's immediately going to drop again. Like, and because I've been there, I've done that several times in my life.
any sci-fi superhero show does that though. Like things change.
Sorry, ignore me.
Things change.
My thing just fell down.
Depending on the plot. I mean, how many times in Star Trek was it like you can't beam with the shields up, but then like last minute something happens and they can beam with the shields up, in an episode because they need to be able to do it at that moment.
I would agree, but there is a difference between like really lazy writing where it's just like, sometimes it works for the shields and sometimes it doesn't. And then only slightly lazy writing where it's actually planned that, yes, they made him at that point having been awake for several days that he is that tired. And yes, so that then it does make sense that he is really lagging on his reaction time and using his powers. And normally with Superman, that's the biggest problem with writing is trying to find a way to write him so that it's believable that he doesn't just instantly win on everything.
Right.
So
it's super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Yeah. Nice, Drew. Nice.
That's from pitch meetings.
From pitch meetings, yeah.
Yes. No, but I think the other side of the coin is that Superman has changed so much from his initial incarnation to the 70s to today. Like, I think what you have to do is establish a power set for your hero at the beginning of the show, and unless there's a reason to fluctuate from it, try to stick to it.
Well, isn't
that the point though of this show is that he is fluctuating because he is discovering what he can and can't do.
Right.
So that's kind of built in.
And his power set isn't the same as your normal typical Superman. This one's got the electrical, burst and everything. So we still, and he's able to throw off the effects of kryptonite. They showed it. Nobody's mentioned it, but they showed it. So we still don't know how this Superman differs from the rest,
Yeah.
So JD's exactly right. Until they get inside his ship and start talking to Jor-El and figure out the language and all that, and start filling in. But I like the fact that they're taking a slow burn on that and not just explaining everything outright. It's the same thing they did with John Wick. It's the same thing they do with One Piece, the anime. It's like it is much better for the story if you discover stuff organically through the story rather than having a dissertation at some point,
Yeah. Well, here's Kassan chiming in. There was a solution. They took the lazier solution. He could have caught the invisible guy just as the truck came in and shielded the guy because he didn't have time to fly him away.
But he wasn't thinking properly. All he could think of at that point was, save the person, get them out of the way. Because he's
save the world.
Yeah. We're pulling out stuff that, the youngins won't remember, those oldies but goodies.
Damn, that is nearly a 20-year-old show, isn't it?
Isn't it really? Oh God.
Fuck old.
You're old. Okay.
I know. What are you, dead?
Oh,
hey, me and the Crypt Keeper, man.
You know,
Keeper.
Wait a minute. If there's a show that needs a comeback, it would be Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt, yeah.
This is true.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Superhero Speak podcast. And don't forget to watch us live every Sunday night right here on this channel.
While you're here, hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications so you won't miss out on any of our great upcoming content.
Speaking of content, don't forget to check out our website, superheroespeak.com, where you can find the podcast, links to our social media, merch, comic reviews, and so much more. That's superheroespeak.com.
Thanks for watching, and don't let your cape be caught in the door. See you next time.